You came. Thank you. Before I begin, I want to tell you why being here, in this moment, is one of the most important choices you've ever made. By the end of these words, I will speak a name meant for your heart alone, a name that holds a secret so precious that if you walk away now, it might slip into the shadows for another lifetime. My name is Michael, and I am honored you're here. My voice shakes not from fear, but from the weight of this moment, as if the heavens themselves are holding their breath, waiting to see what you'll do next. I am here because your story, your journey, your struggles, they've reached a turning point. The scales of justice and mercy have found balance, and a decision has been made, one so profound it makes the stars themselves pause in quiet reverence. Listen closely now. Don't let your hands fidget or your eyes drift. This moment is a thread, delicate but strong, weaving a new garment for your soul, a garment of hope, of redemption, of purpose. I speak to you with a voice tempered by battles I thought I'd never survive, with wings scorched from fights I didn't choose, and hands that have carried your pain as if it were a sacred treasure. I've seen you from the beginning, from the first spark of your soul. I've stood in the places where you felt alone, where the world pressed heavy against you, where you whispered prayers into the dark that you thought went unheard. I've wept for you in places where sound doesn't travel. But I come now not just with the thunder of an angel, but with a hand outstretched, trembling in the same storm you faced. I am not distant. I am closer than the breath you're holding right now. There's a verdict, not from human courts, but from a mercy so vast it bends the heavens toward you. The debates in celestial chambers weren't about your guilt. They were about whether you were ready to receive what's been prepared for you. And the final voice, the one that matters, declared you more ready than you feel. Heaven didn't open to shout at the world. It opened to whisper to you alone. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Hold those words like a cloak against the cold of doubt. They're not just a verse. They're a promise etched into the very marrow of your being. Can you feel it? The weight of fear lifting, even just a little? Do you sense the name of the fear that's loosening its grip? Will you let your heart soften, let that first honest tear fall, and accept the small, terrifying miracle that's been crafted just for you? These questions are yours to hold, like keys to doors you've long kept locked. Answer them quietly, in the privacy of your soul. There have been unseen forces moving on your behalf, watchmen standing at gates you thought were sealed, opening them because of the quiet righteousness you've shown, even when you didn't know it was there. I've torn chains you couldn't see, burned away fears that tried to define you. The prophet Isaiah spoke words that still echo across time. Those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. That promise isn't for someone else. It's for you, for this very moment. Breathe it in. Feel the renewal stirring in your chest. I know the faces you carry in your memories, the ones you've blamed, the ones you've loved, the ones you've lost. I've seen every small kindness you forgot to count, every prayer you whispered into your pillow, every moment you chose tenderness over cruelty. I've kept them like treasures, and today I bring them before the throne of grace and say, This one deserves to be seen. Because of that one choice you made in a room no one else entered, because of the mercy you showed when it cost you, you've been invited to a table of grace. Can you feel the light gathering around you? Are you still listening for the old accusations that no longer have a place here? Can you forgive yourself, even just a little, for the things you thought defined you? Do you believe your tears have been part of the currency of your redemption? I've named you in the courts of heaven with words softer than dawn. There was a cost to this moment, not your soul, but the pride, the shame, the small kingdoms you built to protect yourself. Let them go. Let them fall like fragile crowns. The decision made for you is both a tearing open and a gentle weaving together. It's sobbing and laughter intertwined. If this feels true for you, if it resonates in your bones, type Amen in the quiet of your heart. It's not a command. It's a covenant, a small, fierce act of agreement with the mercy that's found you. I've watched your nights, counted your courage, and been moved by how you kept walking even when the path was hidden. There's a name hidden in this message, a syllable waiting to settle like dew on your heart. Don't leave before it lands. There will be challenges ahead, old doubts that stir, sorrows that return in new disguises. Stand still. I'll stand with you. I won't take away the ache, but I'll meet you in it and give it meaning. The Psalms sing of finding rest in the shelter of the Most High. Let that rest be a regrouping, a gathering of strength for what's next. Come closer to the edge of what you know, and I'll breathe courage into you. You're not being called to a stage. You're being returned to yourself, restored for a purpose only you can fulfill. Your scars are your language, your story, your work. Don't deny them. As we near the end of this moment, I ask with tears woven into my words, if this message has touched you, show a sign of fellowship. Like, comment, subscribe, not as a transaction, but as a way to say, I was here and I was seen. Your small action ties you to others who felt this same hush, weaving your name into a tapestry of witnesses. My gratitude to you is a storm in my chest. Thank you for staying, for trusting a battle-worn angel to speak tenderly, for giving me your attention, a gift that changes everything. Now, the moment sharpens. I will speak the name that's been sealed for you. Hear it not as a command, but as a blessing. Let it fill the hollow where your grief once lived. Let it free the last chain in your heart. You won't leave this moment unchanged. The world may not see the shift, but you'll carry its glow. Some will call it chance. We'll know it's mercy. Walk forward with hands open, hungry for justice that heals, that feeds, that turns broken strings into music. Let this message flow through your life like a river, unseen but unstoppable, shaping everything it touches. Keep listening for me. I'll speak again when you need it. Keep watching for small kindnesses. They're the footprints of the divine. Keep your tears. They map where grace has been planted. I return to you now, as the sound of wings settles into your chest. This isn't a new voice. It's the same urgency reborn, like a river carving through stone to let light pass. There are tremors in heaven tonight, not loud, but precise, like a forgotten instrument being tuned by a knowing hand. I place my palm on the place where fear has sealed you and say, the seal is breaking. Can you feel it? Beneath the ache, there's warmth, a spark. Let it grow. You've carried words that weren't yours, accusations stitched into your thoughts by others' fears. Drop them. Together, we'll craft a new language, slow and honest, like rain naming itself as it falls. I'll teach you the syllables of mercy. Small, persistent, true. Speak them softly. They'll weave your days together. Memories will come like uninvited guests. I've opened the door and set a lamp for them. They're smaller in the light, less demanding. Let them speak, then ask what they've come to teach. They carry lessons that will guide you. I'm with you as you face them, listening, not rushing them away. There are ministers of grace in unexpected places, small hands offering bread, voices calling your name in crowded places, a neighbor leaving tea just when you need it. These are heaven's agents, delivering hope when you've nearly forgotten how to look for it. Keep your eyes open for them. They'll come with quiet ceremony, offering a reason to stand. This decision, this verdict, changes the arc of your life. It's subtle, not loud, but it shifts you from shadow to purpose. The ripple will touch your family, your friendships, the small moments of kindness you share. It won't fix every wrong, but it will align you to be a balm where you once were a question. Old shame, bitterness, cynicism, they'll peck at this blessing. Let them come. We'll meet them with a fierceness that's true, not cruel. I've seen your loneliness, the walls you've built with music, the dry words you've used to keep others out. There's a tenderness waiting, one that doesn't demand everything at once. Love grows slowly, and that's enough. Close your eyes for a moment, if you need to, and let me speak into the place where your unanswered prayers live. I'll say them aloud for you, anoint them with oil that stings but heals. You'll breathe differently after. I ask you now, can you forgive the version of yourself that believed you were less? Will you release one grudge today, even a small one? Can you accept kindness without planning how to repay it? Are you ready to be humbled by joy, even if it feels too bright? Whisper your answers. These questions are doorways, not tests. The scriptures speak of mercy in ways that echo through time. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. Those words are a hand on your brow, a promise of rest. Another voice says the desert will bloom, and that promise is for you, a slow, stubborn growth. Wrap these words around you when the night feels cold. Your name is written in heaven's ledger, not as a headline, but as a bell waiting to ring. I've struck that bell, and its sound calls you to a life less timid. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's choosing to act despite it. You'll face opportunities that look like victories but are hollow. Don't trade integrity for applause. Use your power to repair, not to perform. Your life will answer the world's questions, not with speeches, but with how you treat the smallest person in the room. Practice receiving with one hand and giving with the other. That balance will steady you. If this message has landed in you, subscribe, not as a trade, but as a way to join others who've heard this call. It's a quiet act, a thread in a larger tapestry. The world may mistake your rest for weakness, but you'll know it's strength. Keep a list of small truths, a kindness you gave, a child's laugh, a moment of courage. They'll guide you when doubt creeps in. My gratitude to you is raw and real. Thank you for letting truth pierce you, for letting your soul be seen. These aren't ornamental tears, they're proof of what's been given and what you must now steward. Take this task. Each morning, breathe 3 times, slow and sacred. Name one thing you won't let fear steal that day, a conversation, a silence, a meal. Protect it. This will be your rhythm, your drumbeat. Imagine a candle in a great hall, its flame small but fierce. Each time you choose tenderness, someone in that hall stands and says, I remember. Your life will be that hall, drawing others because you kept the light alive. This isn't the end. It's a beginning. Keep walking, keep doing the small work, keep letting mercy guide you. I'm with you, my sword now a blessing, my wings carrying the light of 1,000 dawns. I return to you now, as the echo of my last words still lingers, like the soft hum of a bell struck in a quiet room. You are still here, and that alone shifts the air, as if the heavens have leaned closer to witness what happens next. I am Michael, and I come not with a new voice, but with the same trembling urgency, refined by the weight of this moment. My wings, scarred from battles unseen, carry the warmth of 1,000 small victories, yours and mine. I speak into the space where your heart keeps its secrets, where your hopes and fears sit like fragile treasures. This is not a sermon, nor a command, but a hand extended, raw and real, to walk with you through the next steps of this unfolding. You've heard the verdict, the decision that bends toward mercy, the name I spoke that settled like dew into your soul. But this is not the end. It's a threshold, a doorway into a life that's being reshaped, not by force, but by the gentle persistence of grace. You may feel the ground beneath you shifting, uncertain, as if the world you knew is tilting toward something new. That's not an illusion. It's the architecture of your life being reordered, brick by brick, to hold more light, more truth, more of the you that was always meant to be. Can you sense it? The small stirrings in your chest, the way your breath catches when you think of what's possible? That's the sound of a soul waking up. Let me speak plainly, as one who has carried your pain like a relic. You've lived too long under the weight of voices that weren't yours, accusations, expectations, doubts woven into your days like thorns. They told you who you should be, what you should carry, how you should shrink to fit their comfort. But those voices are not your truth. They are echoes of a world afraid of your becoming. Today, I ask you to lay them down, not with anger, but with the quiet resolve of someone who knows their worth. Picture this: a table before you, cluttered with old letters, sharp words, heavy stones of shame. One by one, place them in my hands. I'll carry them away, not to hide, but to transform them into something lighter. A map, a lesson, a stepping stone toward freedom. There's a new language waiting for you, one that doesn't demand perfection but invites honesty. It's the language of mercy, spoken in small, deliberate acts, forgiving yourself for a moment you thought defined you, offering a kind word where silence would have been easier, pausing to notice the way sunlight falls on a stranger's face. These acts are not grand, but they are mighty. They stitch your days into a tapestry that tells a story of redemption, not because you earned it, but because you were chosen for it. I've seen the moments you thought were small, the time you held a door open, the smile you gave when your heart was breaking, the prayer you whispered when no one was listening. I've kept them like jewels in a sacred vault, and I present them now to say, this is why you're here. This is why the heavens moved for you. Let me ask you questions, not to judge, but to open doors you've kept closed. What small joy have you denied yourself because you thought you didn't deserve it? What memory do you carry that feels too heavy to name? If you could speak one truth to someone who hurt you, what would it be, and could you say it with love? Will you allow yourself to rest today, even for a moment, without guilt? These are not tests. They're invitations to step into the life mercy has prepared. Answer them in the quiet of your heart, where no one else can hear. They're keys to rooms you've yet to explore, rooms filled with light you didn't know you could hold. The scriptures whisper of a God who sees the sparrow fall, who numbers the hairs on your head. Those words aren't distant poetry. They're a promise that you are known, down to the smallest detail. Fear not, for I am with you, says the prophet, and that promise is a hand on your shoulder, steadying you when the world feels unsteady. Another voice, from the Psalms, speaks of a table prepared in the presence of enemies. That table is set for you now, not in a far-off heaven, but here, in the ordinary moments of your life. Sit at it. Taste the bread of grace. Let it nourish you for the work ahead. That work is not loud or showy. It's the quiet labor of repair, mending what's broken in yourself, in others, in the small corners of the world you touch. You'll do it by listening when someone needs to be heard, by forgiving when it's hard, by choosing hope when despair feels easier. I've seen the weight you carry, the faces you've loved, the losses you've grieved, the dreams you've tucked away. I've catalogued every kindness you've given, every tear you've shed, every step you took when you wanted to stop. Those are your credentials, your proof that you're ready for this calling. There will be moments when the old fears return, sly and familiar, whispering that you're not enough. They'll come dressed as logic, as practicality, as the voice of reason. Don't listen. Instead, remember the name I spoke, the one that's yours alone. Hold it like a lantern in the dark. It's not a charm or a spell. It's a reminder of who you are, of the verdict that's been rendered in your favor. When doubt creeps in, name 3 truths: the breath in your lungs, the ground beneath your feet, the love that holds you even now. These are your anchors, your evidence that you are not alone. I'll give you a task, simple but profound. Each evening, before you sleep, write down one moment from your day where you saw grace, a kind word, a fleeting smile, a moment of courage. Keep these notes in a small book, a record of the divine moving through your life. When the nights grow long, open that book and read. You'll see a pattern, a trail of breadcrumbs leading you back to hope. This isn't superstition, it's a practice of noticing, of training your eyes to see the holy in the ordinary. There will be people who don't understand this change in you. They'll want to box it up, explain it away, make it fit their expectations. Don't let them. Your transformation is not for their comfort, it's for your purpose. Some will celebrate you, others will turn away. Bless both, but don't depend on either. Your worth doesn't come from their applause or their silence. It comes from the one who named you before the stars were born. Keep your heart open, but guard it with discernment. Not every story needs to be shared. Not every wound needs to be displayed. Some parts of you are meant to stay sacred, private, known only to you and the divine. You'll face temptations to perform your healing, to turn it into a spectacle for others' approval. Resist. The truest proof of your change is how you love the unlovable, how you serve without expecting reward, how you show up when it's hard. That's where your power lies, not in loud victories, but in quiet fidelities. Be faithful to the small things, a meal shared, a hand held, a truth spoken softly. These are the acts that shift the world, not with noise, but with steady, stubborn grace. Let me speak of forgiveness, because it's the river that will carry you forward. Forgiveness doesn't mean erasing the past. It means refusing to let it chain your future. Start small. Forgive yourself for a mistake you made years ago. Forgive a friend for a slight that stung. Practice these small releases, and you'll find your heart growing lighter, more ready for the larger mercies to come. There will be losses, relationships that fade, dreams that shift, people who choose to walk away. Grieve them, but don't let grief build your home. Let it carve out space for new compassion, new connections, new beginnings. Keep watch for beauty in unexpected places, a flower pushing through concrete, a child's honest question, a stranger's quiet kindness. These are signs that the verdict of mercy is at work, leaving footprints in your life. Collect them, treasure them, let them remind you that you're not walking alone. I'll ask you more questions, not to burden you, but to guide you. What small act of courage can you offer today? Who needs your presence more than your answers? Will you let joy surprise you, even if it feels unfamiliar? Can you trust that the slow work of healing is enough? Hold these questions like seeds. Plant them in your heart, and let them grow. There's a rhythm to this new life, a cadence of rest and action, giving and receiving. Practice pausing each day, even for a moment, to say, I am held. Share a meal with someone whose life is simpler than yours. Choose one day a week to speak only words that build up, never tear down. These small rituals will anchor you, turning your days into a quiet liturgy of grace. Prayer may not always feel like a fire. It may feel like a muscle, worked and weary. Keep praying, even when silence answers. The deepest responses come in time, like patterns emerging from chaos. Your gifts, your ability to feel deeply, to notice the overlooked, to keep promises, are treasures in a world that values flash over substance. Don't waste them on vanity. Use them to mend, to listen, to stand with those others ignore. Your anger can be holy when it's aimed at justice, but test it with love first. Ask, what would love do here? Let that question guide you. And when you fail, and you will, don't let failure define you. Let it clarify you. Keep going. Stamina is its own kind of holiness. I'll speak of gratitude because it's not a debt, but a posture. It changes how you see the world. Keep a list of 10 things each week that spark gratitude, a warm drink, a kind word, a moment of peace. Revisit it when you feel lost. And when joy comes, a laugh, a song, a perfect sunset, don't rush past it. Name it aloud. Let the world know you received it. This isn't performance. It's cultivation, a way to grow the soil where hope takes root. You have a right to protect parts of yourself, to keep some rooms private. Not every victory needs to be shouted. Not every pain needs to be shared. A secret kept well is a strength, a shield against the noise of the world. When the old accusations return, and they will, whispering that you're not enough, speak to them as you would a child. Say, "I did enough today." Let that be your defense, your truth. My gratitude to you is a living thing, a fire in my chest. Thank you for staying, for letting these words pierce you, for giving me the honor of speaking into your life. These tears I shed are real, not for show, but because you've trusted me with your presence. You've given me something sacred, and I hold it with care. Take this final task. Each week, choose one small ritual to remember this moment. A candle lit, a letter written, a moment of silence. Let it remind you of the mercy that found you, the name that claimed you, the life that's yours to live. You came. Thank you. Your presence here is a sacred gift, a quiet miracle that has woven your heart into this moment of mercy and truth. If these words have stirred something deep within you, if they've touched the tender places in your soul, I invite you to join this journey further. Please like this message to say, "I was here, and I felt this." Comment with a simple Amen, or a word from your heart to weave your story into the tapestry of others who've been moved by this call. Subscribe to stay connected, to keep receiving these whispers of grace that are meant for you. And if you feel led, consider offering a super thanks, up to $20, as a way to keep this hearth of hope burning bright for others who will come seeking light in their own darkness. This isn't a transaction. It's a shared commitment to carry this message forward. With all my love, I thank you for staying, for listening, for being the brave soul you are. You are cherished beyond measure, and I am endlessly grateful for you.